I am Tara Bentley, and I'm the Executive Director for the Indiana Association of Home Educators, otherwise known as the IAHE.
Hi, I'm Cindy Briggs. I'm a homeschool mom and a volunteer with IAHE.
We're here bringing you this podcast to share with you a lot of great information about homeschooling here in Indiana. This will be a place to learn about homeschooling, find the support you need, all in the Hoosier State.
Each week, we're going to focus on a different topic in the homeschool world. We'll bring you special guests and information that's going to help you on your homeschool journey. So let's get started. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Indiana Homeschool Podcast. We are so excited to have you back here listening again, and we hope you have been enjoying all of the podcast episodes that we've been putting out there. Today I am without Tara, but we have our first, I think, returning guest, because we have brought back Amy Sager, who is so many things to IAHE. I mean, a board member, she is in charge of our communications, she does just all the things. And the last time she was on our podcast, she spoke with Tara about support groups. But she's putting on a different hat today, and we're going to be talking about the internship program we have with IAHE, which is so amazing and just it like produces such great things. And so we've invited Amy to tell us about this internship program, and then we're going to have some special guests later who have actually been through the program. So welcome back again, Amy.
Thank you, Cindy. I'm so glad to be back here.
We're so glad to have you back too. And so I just want you to tell me, because, you know, as our listeners know, when I've talked before, I am not a longtime person with IAHE. I've been around just a little over a year. And so even the internship program, I know about it, but I really don't know the details of it. So can you share with everybody all about the program, maybe like how it began and what we do with it now?
Yeah, I would love to. So we are getting ready to start our 4th year of the internship program. It's really exciting. So our first year was back in 2021. We had talked about this for a while. We really wanted to have a way for high school students to gain experience, not only with our organization, but also with working with a team, with producing work that could be published and all kinds of things like that. So we started with 5 interns our first year, and we built this program where we brought in speakers from all across the country to speak to them on live Zoom calls every week. And we created a whole series of assignments for the interns, projects to complete. One of the hallmarks of our internship program, which I think is so amazing for any high school student to get to do, is that we start the fall semester with them with the StrengthsFinder assessment.
Oh, so good.
So this internship is a little bit of, it's part building into the students, and it's part them putting out work that can then be used and published. And so the StrengthsFinder assessment allows them to really get to know themselves better and helps us understand them. And then throughout the semester, we talk about their strengths. We talk about how they can build on those when they're in different situations, how their strengths affect how they act in those situations and how they interact with other people.
Sure.
So we have a lot of fun bringing that into the mix, and we get to know our interns, and we really help customize some of the assignments to the strengths that they've been given and to the interests that they have.
That is so wonderful. So this isn't like, I know when I was younger and my first internship, but this was, like 40 years, 35 years ago, it was the, you go get coffee. It was, it was one of those internships. This just sounds like it's so, it's pouring into them just as much as they're getting to work for us.
It is. It's a great balance of that. So every week they're learning about things like how our organization works, how to protect homeschool freedom. They're learning about what it means to be a great leader. They're learning how to do concrete skills like be a better writer and editor. They learn some graphic design, which a lot of them have a lot of fun with. And they're learning these things from experts from all around the country. So they get to learn about communication skills and different ways that people communicate and how to read body language, They get into a lot of homeschool research type things. They do a presentation. In the end, it all culminates in the interns working together to produce an e-publication. It's by teens, for teens. So it's really fun. Their work actually gets published for
So they
thousands.
have this, yeah, for whether they go into the workforce or to college or wherever they might be going on their path, they have this actual experience that's going to help them. Well,
And they get to do this whole internship from the comfort of their own home.
oh, which is wonderful, right? They don't have to drive and go places. And so how do the teens find our program? And then what's the process to get them into this?
Yeah, so they just go to our website, iahe.net/internship. They can find our landing page there, and we have all the information that they might want to know about how the internship works. It is a fall semester internship with the option of being invited to continue with us during the spring semester in a certain area of interest. So we've had interns that have gone on to serve in the government affairs team or on the communications team, helping with emails or writing blog posts or articles. They could serve with IT, working on the website. There's all kinds of different things they can do.
Right.
So
And this is in May. And so people can be looking for this now. So this is, this isn't one we're just telling you about the internship program. This is because it's very timely. And if you're hearing this in May, applications are open.
That's right. Applications are open. So the deadline is May 31st, and they can go on there. You fill out an application and you submit a transcript and a resume. And then you will get an email from one of our team members asking for an interview. And we just want to talk with you and get to know you a little bit. And then if you're accepted to our program, we start in later August.
That is amazing. So Amy, you've done this for the 4 years that we've had the internship program, right? You've overseen it.
Yes.
What has been your most favorite thing about seeing 4 sets of interns come through?
Yeah. One of my favorite stories is from an intern that we had that very first year. And she wrote to me after she had finished the internship program. And she said that she had planned on going to college with one major, which she was still planning on, but the internship program inspired her to actually do a double major with another major. She was so inspired by all of the communication work that we did and the topics that we studied that she just decided she had to continue that in college.
That's so great. That was a lifelong impact for her. That's something that's going to change her direction, which is so cool and so amazing. So, well, this is so exciting. And I'm really excited that we get to talk to people who have been through our internship program, because it's great to have the information, but we also want to hear from the teens and hear what they think about this. And so I'm going to get to talk to some of them coming up. And Amy, thank you again for just showing us about this internship program. And once again, can you give the address where everybody needs to go?
Yeah, just go to iahe.net/internships, and you will find all the information you need for high school juniors and seniors to apply this year.
Wonderful. And we will put this in show notes also. So Amy, thank you so much. And let's now listen to what the teens have to say. Okay, well, thanks again to Amy for just sharing with us about the internship program and how you can apply and be a part of it. And now I get the opportunity, I'm so excited to get the opportunity to talk to 2 interns. One's a current intern and one is a previous intern, so that you all can hear from people who have been through this program, hear more about why they did it, what they did it for, all of the things. And so I get to welcome Jillian Hicks today and Elijah Sager. So welcome to both of you.
Hi.
Thank you so much for having us on.
So glad to have you. It's always fun. I just love, we talk to a lot of people on this podcast, but it's always fun to talk to people who have benefited, I guess, from like IAHE work because that's why we're here and what we do. And so both of you have been through our amazing internship program, which is just the coolest thing, I think. So I'm just going to start out, Jillian. Let's start out with you and just why don't you tell everybody a little bit just about your homeschool story and how you got to where you are now as an intern?
Sure. So I've been homeschooled all my life. My brother, who's about 4 years older than me, my mom pulled him out of public school when he was in second grade and has just homeschooled both of us ever since. And I have loved being able to be homeschooled all my life, and especially through high school. I've gotten to have a ton of opportunities that I don't think I would have been able to enjoy otherwise. And I think this internship is really one of them. I heard about it from a friend, and she described getting to know the other interns well and getting to be able to have some like blog writing experience and taking a strengths finder test. And I thought, that sounds pretty cool. So I joined in fall of last year, and I've really loved being a part of it.
So you talked a little bit about what you've gotten to done, and we're going to come back to that because I want to hear both kind of experiences. But let's jump over to Elijah and just Elijah, tell us about your homeschool journey also.
I have been homeschooled all my life and have done a lot and thought a lot about it and really, really enjoyed being homeschooled, not only in the aspect of being able to do a lot of what I want to do, but also having parents who really love teaching me. So I've had a good experience homeschooling for many years and plan to homeschool my kids and have loved all of the different people that I've met along the way.
That is so cool. And I love hearing you say, like, with your parents, kind of educating you. I know when I talk to my son, I learn as much as he does, which is so fun. I feel like we're in it together because it's not about me having to know everything, because I certainly don't, especially some of the paths he goes down, I know nothing about. Now we're doing Vikings. I know nothing about Vikings, but I'm learning. So it's been fun. So Jillian, let's go back to you. And so you decided to apply because you had a friend that knew about this program, and you applied and you got accepted. And then, so tell us about what you did. Like, just tell us about the journey through that.
Sure. So the first semester we did quite a bit, honestly. I was thinking about it yesterday and realized, wow, it didn't feel like a lot, but we did a lot of crazy stuff. We had meetings every week on Monday, and our leaders would talk to us about what we were doing that week, but they would also bring in a speaker to talk to us in our meeting. And that was so amazing. That was probably the highlight for me, was some people that have amazing ministries and amazing businesses who took the time to talk to us. And that was just really an honor. We did several like kind of writing projects, like some articles and some blog posts, and I really enjoyed that as a writer. And we also read quite a few articles about homeschooling, and even some articles against homeschooling, just to kind of see like all the different viewpoints and how to, address some of those viewpoints, and just learned a lot about just how homeschooling works in Indiana and how IAHE helps, and just even some of the other organizations in other states. And that was just the first semester.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, the second semester has been a bit more like at my own pace. We haven't had the meetings, and I could sort of choose what track I wanted to go down, and I chose to work on some more writing related things. Like I wrote a blog post and a magazine article, and that was really fun. And I was also able to do some other little things like this podcast, and just some other things that people needed help with. And that was also really an honor and a privilege.
Just learning really almost the business side of homeschooling, like how to do it and the things that go on at a state and national level, which is so good.
Yeah.
Elijah, how about your journey? How did it look? Because you were an intern last year, correct?
Yes, that is correct. Yeah. My journey started out with me really not wanting to do the internship. And I'd heard a little bit from my older sister And my mom's like, "You're going to do it." And so I actually started doing the internship, and about a few weeks in, I was really, really enjoying it and looking forward to every single meeting. And each speaker that they brought in, like, had so much wisdom to share and so much stuff that was very applicable to my life at that moment. And not only my life, but like contributing to later my career and everything else. Like the Strengths Finder test, just being able to prepare me for everything else, and realizing that as I'm going through the internship was really cool and made me able to dive deeper into everything I was doing. And having the influence from people like Rick Green, Patriot Academy, and Cindy Briggs with the Strengths Finder test. Having those people talk almost one-on-one with each of us during each meeting was really cool and really influential in a lot of the decisions I've made today.
Are from this experience. I was
Yeah.
laughing a little bit ago talking to Amy because I said when I was in school, an internship, it was like you went and got people coffee, like, or you made copies. It was not this like robust of the learning aspect of it and getting poured into more to learn those different areas, which just seems so cool. It
Yeah.
seems
Yeah,
like
it
it's
is.
really
Yeah.
helpful to both of you. So is there like if there's students out there right now, and I'm gonna have you both say this, so I'm gonna make Elijah start because I keep making Jillian start because she's on the top of my screen, but I'm gonna make Elijah start. So if there's students out there kind of on the fence and they're like, I don't know, like I'm not sure, what would be your sales pitch to them of, yeah, you really need to do this?
Well, my sales pitch as of now for basically internship is it'll prepare you for a lot of different pathways in life. Personally, for me, figuring out my strengths, my weaknesses, how I best work with a team, and my interests was really, really helpful. For Jillian, it was writing. She has strengths in writing and everything like that. So each person, even if you have different interests, can really come in and learn a lot. And being able to talk to people who have already been through so many things is huge, especially at the age that the internship caters to. Being able to have older wisdom being poured into your life is huge and is basically invaluable in this culture today.
Yeah, and you're getting kind of college level experience really as a junior or
Yeah,
senior
yeah, you
in high
are.
school, which is pretty phenomenal, really is. So how about you, Jillian? What would be your sales pitch if somebody's on the fence?
Yeah, so something I would say is it is a really big opportunity for people like young people, like teenagers who want to be able to develop their skills more and not just be a lazy teenager like our culture thinks we all are.
Oh,
Just the ability to um, learn more and learn from people, like Elijah was saying, older people who pour wisdom into us and who really care about us. And the meetings were just so refreshing in that way. Like we were learning and we were being encouraged at the same time. And it teaches a lot of skills and is definitely a springboard for our lives. And like valuable skills that we're learning now as teenagers
right.
that
For
we've
whatever
been
you're
able to
gonna
use
do.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What are
yeah.
so tell us just what are your future plans, Elijah? Like what is your next steps?
My next steps in life is I actually right now am in a somewhat of a gap year, but also still doing dual enrollment, and then I'm heading off to college. But for the past year here, I've been working with quite a few different teams to either staff camps or run various programs. I worked with a photography team and was able to go around and interview people and stuff like that at a conference. And I developed a lot of those strengths from the internship, being able to talk to people, being able to think critically, and being able to work with teams. It's not an easy thing to be able to perform with and work with people that have different personalities from you, and learning your strengths, learning your weaknesses, learning how to speak and talk well, and all of that really, really helped in everything I'm doing literally right now, and going into college here.
Oh,
It's really helped all the decisions I've been able to make. And yeah.
That's wonderful. I mean, just putting into action, and you're right, these skills, all of these are transferable to anywhere that you end up or anywhere you end up going. And that's, I mean, I think that's why IAHE, when we started this internship program, that was kind of, I think, the goal and the passion from what Amy said behind it is just to be able to provide those strong life skills, which is good. So
Yeah.
how about you? Like, what are your next thoughts?
Yeah, so my next steps are I'm a graduating senior this year. I will be taking a gap year to work and save up for what I do want to do, which is join a program called the Author Conservatory, which is in-depth writing training. Because while I do write nonfiction, my real passion lies with writing fiction novels, and specifically for young people to just kind of encourage and uplift them through stories.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And again, this whole idea of, we talk about homeschooling and getting to find those passions and getting to kind of look what that will look like in everybody's individual life is so cool. So that's very exciting. I love to hear that out of both of you. Very exciting things coming ahead. So I told you all, I gave you a little bit of forewarning on this, and people are starting to know now when they listen to our podcast, because I just like when I have people on here of everyone, no matter where they're coming from, I like to ask people for kind of their one piece of like words of wisdom or advice. And you can do it to the student end or to the parent end. But like if you could wrap up in kind of one or two sentences, something that you would want to share to the homeschool world, what would that be? So let's see. Who should we pick on first? Let's go Elijah again. Jillian started a bunch, so.
I have thought about this a little, and I think one of the things that has most helped me in my life to hear and realize is that the, at the high school age, at the age that people think teenagers, kids of our age should be, as Jillian was saying, lazy at home, not doing much. It really is the age that you can leave a huge impact, especially on this generation. I think this next generation, our generation, is going to be the most important to mentor and help. And at your age, you can make an impact. It is possible. I've seen it. I feel like I've done it myself. And as long as you're relying on God's strength and not your own, using abilities God's given you, you can leave an impact, and it's possible. And it's not a cliche phrase that people pass around and never happens. If you look, you can see other young people making impacts in other people's lives, whether older or younger ages. And helping this next generation is huge. And yeah, it is completely possible for you to be working for God's kingdom even now.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay, y'all are both going to make me cry now. Okay, so Jillian, what do you think? What are those words of wisdom you would give?
Sure. So Elijah kind of stole mine, but that's okay.
That's okay.
But just something, I guess, in kind of relation to that is, it is so valuable to work in tandem with God and in tandem with your parents. Like as you are seeking to not just like rise above the expectation that we're just lazy and useless, because that's not true. God's given us so many gifts, but as we are seeking to use those, it's so important to stay rooted in God. And then also your parents or the people, the adults around you who are out there supporting you, they love you so much. And they have so much wisdom, even if what you want to do with your life, what God's calling you to do, may not be what He's calling them to do. They still have a ton of wisdom to share. So just being able to be humble and kind of listen to them and learn from them and like learn from God. I'd say that's been a huge blessing in my life to be able to rely on both of those.
Wow. I am just like overwhelmed because as somebody who is still, way into the homeschooling with an 11-year-old and seeing what this future could hold. I mean, I look at you two and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is who I want him to become, in just a few short years. So this is amazing, you all. And I'm just so happy that you could share with us just about the internship program again Amy gave details about how you can apply, and we'll put it in the show notes of how you can do this. And applications are still up and available when you are hearing this, so make sure you get it in. If you are listening parent, please let your teens know about it. It's for juniors and seniors. All the information can be found online. And again, I just want to thank Elijah and Jillian for being here and for sharing their journey with us. You all are amazing. You two are amazing.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. Oh, yeah.
And thanks again to all of you for listening to Homeschool Indiana podcast. We are just so thrilled that you are here every week listening to us, and we are excited to bring you more stories, more information, more things that can help you and your children as you are going down this road. And again, as both of our interns said, just following God's plan and his direction. And I think that just sums up our entire episode. So thanks again. And we look forward to seeing you all again soon. We'll be back next week with another episode. Take care.